Off the coast of Papua New Guinea, an exotic world lies beneath the surface. Here, beauty is only skin deep. When night falls, coral reefs transform into an alien arena. Gladiators of all sizes clash in a battle for survival. The rules of war are simple: eat or be eaten. Some manage to escape with their lives, while the unlucky are slowly eaten alive. In this realm, appearances are not only deceiving, they can be fatal. Papua New Guinea is located on the world's second largest island. It lies 100 miles north of Australia and just 200 miles south of the equator. At Papua New Guinea's eastern tip is Milne Bay. Speckling the bay are hundreds of tiny islands, undersea volcanoes, and isolated reefs. The reefs support more than 1,000 species of fish and more than 400 species of coral. So much life, and all of it ultimately depends on life forms you can't even see. It's an invisible feast of countless microorganisms called plankton. When currents strengthen, dense concentrations of plankton flow across the reefs. The diet of this carnation coral includes tiny algae called phytoplankton. Tentacles lined with flowered polyps capture the drifting morsels. This mass of lethal tentacles is known as the sea anemone. It's a cousin of soft coral. The anemone anchors itself with a sticky foot. It simply waits for plankton to drift into its soft tentacles and delivers a lethal sting. The anemone will even devour small fish. Among the few immune to the sting is the anemone fish. When threatened, anemones can quickly contract to protect their tentacles. Fully closed, it looks like a colorful rock. But on the reef, appearances often deceive. This sandy patch seems to have sprouted weeds. They're actually hundreds of garden eels. They face the current and grab tiny animals and drifting eggs. In a single feeding, each eel can devour hundreds of tidbits of prey with its tiny mouth. If danger approaches, the eels will quickly retreat into tunnels in the sand. Their burrows are held together by mucus secreted from their skins. Behind them hover fish with no urge to hide from trouble. They usually bring trouble. Barracuda. Yet even barracuda have enemies. These juveniles are hunted by bigger predators, like sharks. Schooling decreases each fish's odds of getting eaten. Adult barracuda can fend for themselves and prefer to roam alone. At the edge of a reef, schools of fish no one would call fierce. Nature seems to have dolled up the midnight snapper with its bright yellow eyes and plump black lips. Maybe its midnight lips gave it its name. In a school, members have more eyes to watch for predators. A school offers extra protection to bannerfish. Like a herd of zebra, stripes create the illusion of one big creature and confuse predators. Away from the school, loners seek refuge in the nooks and crannies of corals. Taking refuge with the bannerfish is an ambush hunter, a coral hind. All coral hinds are born as females, but some switch sex and acquire a harem. It can change color from light pink to bright red to suit its environment. In this crevice, a hind waits for prey to find shelter. And here they come. Golden sweeper fish. The sweepers move into the crevice, and the hind pounces. There's no point fleeing the rocks. The sweepers face even more predators in the open sea. Not all predators rely on ambush. This Titan triggerfish forages for its meal. The triggerfish probes for mollusks, crabs, and other crustaceans. Lots of lifting for little payoff. Another Titan is scrounging for a meal, a thin layer of algae coating the reef. It's less filling than crustaceans, but it's abundant. Most species of triggerfish have their own designer wardrobe. Giant white polka dots and a painted face. What else but the clown triggerfish? Unlike the Titan, the clown lives along steep drop-offs. and is often found as deep as 250 feet. This map pufferfish patrols the reef with confidence. It contains toxins 1,000 times more poisonous than cyanide. In Japan, it's a delicacy, despite the risks. The pufferfish relies on excellent eyesight to hunt in the shadows of the reef. Fused front teeth help crack open clams, mussels, and shellfish. The sluggish puffer should be an easy catch for bigger predators, but few dare attack for fear of its toxins. Some puffer females use that same toxin like perfume to attract males during reproduction. As evening approaches, anthias fish prepare to reproduce. In this school, most are females. The males are easy to spot, with pink streaks across their faces. In a sexual frenzy, the anthias release clouds of eggs and sperm. The fertilized eggs drift with the current until they hatch or are eaten. But spawning at dusk gives offspring a chance. Predators can't see the eggs. Dusk also brings a shy recluse out of its coral den to spawn, the mandarin fish. It's named for the colorful robe of an imperial Chinese officer. A large male tries to woo a female from the safety of the corals. Here, they'll release their eggs and sperm as they rise up where the current is stronger. The fertilized eggs will then drift away to spread the species to another part of the reef. In 18 hours, the eggs that survive will hatch into larvae. Creatures of the night wait for the sun to finally call it a day. One of the first to appear, the lionfish. Protected by venomous dorsal spines, it has few predators. Lionfish are excellent ambush hunters. Its strike is lightning fast, and prey is swallowed whole. Helpless baitfish flee the lionfish, only to fall prey to the poisonous tentacles of the cauliflower anemone. One touch and prey is paralyzed. The tentacles will move the bait fish into the anemone's gut to be digested alive. It looks like a plant, but it's an unrelenting carnivore. For the anemone, the school is an all-you-can-eat buffet. Another case of appearances deceiving. A Harlequin shrimp has kept a sea star captive for the last several days. It's been slowly feasting on the sea star's legs. The star tried to escape, but the vigilant Harlequin recaptures his prey and drags it back to his den. In the shadows, the shrimp's partner waits for her meal to return. Together, they'll finish off the living sea star. On the surface, night is falling. Darkness summons new prey and new predators. Jellies by the hundreds. No brain, no heart, no lungs. Yet these simpletons have survived for more than 650 million years. Night brings out the jellies because it also brings out their prey. Under the cloak of darkness, tiny animals called zooplankton rise from the deep to feed. In this close-up view, hundreds of zooplankton mix together in an area the size of a salad bowl. Few are bigger than an inch. Some zooplankton are the babies of reef animals like squid and shrimp. Others will remain microorganisms throughout their lives. Tonight, many have risen to dine on phytoplankton, or algae. But some zooplankton have come to hunt each other. Vulnerable as they seem, plankton have defenses against predators. Some rely on speed, toxins, and invisibility. Others confuse attackers with bioluminescence. Colorful flashes can puzzle potential predators trying to pin down a target. This glowing comb jelly hovers like a spacecraft. Using hundreds of brush-like hairs, the jelly creates a vortex to draw prey near its mouth. A closer look reveals the animal's simplicity. One of the most impressive plankton catchers is the salp. This linked chain is made up of 20 barrel-shaped individuals. Each pink spot looks like an eye, but it's really a stomach. Salps can multiply asexually, and some chains can even grow to more than 40 feet. For tiny plankton, the salp chain is an eating machine. The plankton also have to contend with the numerous predators living on the reefs. The efficient porcelain crab has a unique method of catching a meal. As plankton pass, the crab swings webbed gloves to drive food toward its mouth. All the while, it rests on an anemone, immune to its stinging tentacles. Nearby, a hermit crab works feverishly to get its fill. Camouflaged perfectly with the sand, it goes unnoticed. On the reef's edge dines the sea spider. It normally feeds on sponges and anemones, but tonight it takes advantage of tiny shrimp plankton. Close by, a basket star stretches out as plankton float into a tangle of arms. The bizarre creature looks more like a plant, but is related to sea stars. Another plankton predator is the feather star. It crawls or swims to plankton-rich zones. Now, as plankton drift by, the feather star unfurls its sticky arms. A tube anemone also sweeps the water for food. As plankton pass, they get a lethal sting. Tiny blue victims coat the tentacles. For anemone, night is a banquet. For plankton, night is a nightmare. The backbone of the reef depends on plankton too, corals. Under a powerful macro lens, a tiny world turns alien and sinister. As plankton pass, corals fire an invisible tethered dart to paralyze their prey. This blue-eyed plankton is trapped in a toxic headlock. Once paralyzed, the plankton is released and falls toward the coral's mouth. As they descend into its gut, they meet other paralyzed victims. From this black hole, there's no escape. The mass killing lasts all night, but sheer numbers guarantee the zooplankton's survival. Night after night, they'll return, a living sacrifice to reefs and residents. By dawn, the night stalkers finally retire. The zooplankton retreat to the deep, and the day shift begins. On the reef, the bold and the beautiful get all the attention. But the real stars are the phytoplankton. They not only sustain the reef, they're unsung heroes in the battle against global warming. New research reveals phytoplankton suck up almost as much carbon dioxide as all land vegetation put together. So marvel at the reef and all its residents. Just remember, it's the small stuff that counts.